welcome to this special lockdown edition of Beer Reactions. I'm Jono.
And I'm Paul. Good afternoon. It's a very sunny and balmy afternoon in southwest Scotland. And although we only live, 5 minutes walk from each other, unfortunately, due to the lockdown, here we are, trying to deliver a Beer Reactions episode remotely. Let's see if we can make it worthwhile. Let's see if we can have a few laughs. Let's see if we can enjoy some beer.
A few laughs. It's supposed to be a serious business, this. So, shall we just unveil the ale?
Well, is it worthwhile sharing with the viewers how we got this ale in the first place? Because you had to make a very clandestine, ninja-like visit to the end of the driveway, didn't you?
I did indeed, yes. As you're probably aware, normally when we do Beer Reactions, what we do is it's a surprise, and neither me nor Paul knows what the other is going to bring beer-wise. But we thought we'd both need to try the same beers like we always do. So we thought, let's just overrule that for this time. So, first of all, we decided that we would try and do an episode where we try and beer that it's possible for anybody to get hold of, either through an online delivery or from a major brewery that sells just about everywhere. So that's what we've done. So in order to do that, I purchased these beers and then I snuck, as Paul said, like a ninja, to the end of his drive and left them in a carrier bag and then sped away very quickly, on foot, obviously, because I wasn't in the car, because we only live 5 minutes apart. And then Paul put them in quarantine for several days to make sure that everything was okay, and here we are. What
You really were like a ninja.
What a palaver.
Okay, well, shall we unveil the ale, Jono?
Let's unveil the ale. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Here we go. Right, what we've got here, as we said, this episode is about beers that anybody has a chance of getting hold of. So what I've done, I got this one, which is an American IPA by Bad Company Brewing, which is brewed exclusively for Asda, Paul, this one. It's brewed exclusively for Asda. Okay, but Bad Company Brewing, if you look on the internet, they are a fully functioning brewery. There's several different beers that they do, but they make this one specifically for Asda. The other beer that we've got, Paul, do you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, well, it's a Brewdog beer, and it's called Clockwork Tangerine.
I'll hold it up to the camera here so that people can see it. Yeah, there you go.
Now, I don't really know much about this beer. Obviously, everybody will know quite a lot about Brewdog, very popular craft beer. So this is a citrus session IPA. I'm actually wondering whether there's tangerine added to it, because we've had a beer before, John, where we had tangerine added to it. Do you remember that Northern Monk beer, Farewell Tangerina?
That's the one, yeah. I do believe this does have tangerine essence added to it. I couldn't swear to that, but I think it does.
You're right, it does. I see the ingredients now. It's got natural tangerine flavouring. So just to confirm, you got both of these beers in Asda, John, so everybody should be able to get them.
Indeed, yeah. These evidently they're available in Asda across the UK. So if you can either get into an Asda for your essential shopping items, or if like me you've got a regular delivery slot, you should be able to order these things. Strangely, if you look on Asda's website, they do have quite a good selection of both craft as well as the sort of bigger commercial breweries. It's good. It's worth having a look on there. So if it saves you going out and you've got a regular delivery slot, you can actually still get some pretty drinkable beers. And I would imagine the other supermarkets the same. So, good. Shall we get pouring?
Let's get pouring.
Let's get pouring. Have you got a glass?
Yes, you have. Are we ready?
Yeah. Oh, there's a genie! Look at that genie!
Excellent.
Right, here we go.
Oh, that's really nicely conditioned in the can.
It has, yeah, it is. I've let that fizz up quite a lot on purpose. For any people that have not seen any beer reactions videos before, we always pour so we get a big amount of head on top, because that allows the CO2 to break out. And when you get the CO2 to break out, you can get the full aroma, the full flavour from the beer, because it activates all those essential oils that's in the beer from the hops.
So,
sold out to the camera there, so you can see that. Yeah, yeah. That's a nice glass. That's a nice glass, Paul.
yeah, almost like some of the glasses we use in the brew shed, isn't it, Jono?
It is, yeah, yeah. I haven't been able to get down to the brew shed today to get a decent glass out. Do you know why?
I mean, it's not like it's that far from the kitchen.
One word. Wasps.
You're joking? What, in the brew shed?
Well, no, just flying around outside it. I've got no problem with them. I like wasps, they're pollinators, and they're an essential species. But it would have meant fighting my way through them to go get a glass, and I had glasses in house, so I thought let's just instead. Now the smell of that to me.
You can absolutely smell that tangerine.
You can, yeah. It's got a very. It's almost like orange oil. You know, the orange oil is essential oil.
Really, isn't it?
But there's also there's something else, it's almost like a leafy smell behind that as well. Now I don't know if that's some of the hops that's in there, but it's a leafy sort of.
There's a kind of greeny smell of that.
Yeah, it's a grassy sort of smell, I think, behind it. It's almost like mown hay.
Describe it.
Yeah, it's like fresh and mown hay. Let's give it a go. Now that tangerine don't come through as strongly as I expected there. It's citrusy more than tangerine, I think.
I don't know, I'm definitely getting that tangerine taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Particularly on the back of my tongue.
Ah, yeah, it's there now. It's a late developing flavour.
It is. And if you're able to sniff the glass as you're drinking it, if that's possible.
Is that a euphemism?
How dare you call
I've heard that about you.
He's a dirty sniffer.
Yes, there is. It's almost like when you first put your thumb in to a satsuma or a clementine or a tangerine, which is what obviously is tangerine. It's that sort of slight citrusy, sort of orangey, oily smell that comes out.
Now it's interesting. It does feel or taste like not oily, but like a tangerine oil rather than tangerine juice. If that makes sense.
Yeah, fully.
Well, it tastes quite concentrated, quite strong. Maybe it's the bitterness of the beer that maybe the combination of the tangerine with the bitterness makes it kind of taste that way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, citrus fruits can be quite bitter. Tangerines tend not to be.
Sweeter flavour.
A bit sweeter, but
yeah.
I'm not sure whether the bitterness comes from the hops or from the tangerine. It tastes like it's from the tangerine. It's almost like a kind of grapefruity tangerine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's probably the hops fooling my palate.
Well, a lot of hops provide a citrusy sort of flavour anyway, don't they? So if they've combined that with a tangerine additive at some point, you're going to get that more bitterness from a citrusy hop, as well as that sort of overriding essence of tangerine that's being added. But it's a very pleasant beer. I like that. I think it's nice.
Maybe it's perhaps a little bit too bitter for me, actually. I mean, it describes itself as a session IPA.
It's 4.5% ABV.
Yeah. What's interesting, I saw a beer yesterday, and I can't remember what it was, but it was 5.5%, and it described itself as a session IPA. And I thought, it's going to be a short session, isn't it?
Yeah, session IPAs tend to be below 5, don't they, usually? Really?
Yeah, that's
Even
right.
below 4.5.
That's right. I mean, like a proper session beer, I suppose, is about, I don't know, 3.6, 3.8.
I'm going to say 3.6, 3.7. Yeah.
And if you get a really, really good beer at that ABV, then, you can literally drink it for 10 hours quite easily. Well, maybe not quite easily, but but a lot more easily than you could drinking, 10 pints of Punk IPA.
You'd need a few lavatory visits. And a pizza or two. So, what do you think? To sum it up.
I like it. It's bitterer than I expected.
Yeah.
And the tangerine and the bitterness kind of confuses my palate a little bit. I mean, I guess they kind of fuse together, those two flavours, really well, actually. Yeah. The bitterness and the tangerine flavour on my tongue. But
I think any sweeter in it become too cloying. I think that's what they've tried to do. They've tried to combine that tangerine sweetness with the bitterness of an IPA. And to sort of balance that out and to make it drinkable, really. Otherwise, I think it'd become be like drinking too much cordial, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the sweetness is there in the aroma as you're drinking it, and you kind of breathe in the smell of the beer. There's definitely a sweetness there, but the sweetness is not on my palate at all. But yeah, I mean, now that I'm drinking more of it, yeah, I could probably drink a few more of those. Sorry, just be a second with a child in the background. Yes. How are you getting on over there?
Paul's little lad is on the trampoline. Starkers with an iPad. You need a drink. Oh, the iPad's working, the trampoline's working, but he doesn't have a drink. I'll get in a minute. Rhodes, is that okay? Or do you want one of these? No. So, what do you think? Scores? Doors. It's not blown me away. It's got really nice condition. I like that. I'm going to give it a solid kind of 5 out of 10, I think. Yeah, you've mirrored what I was going to say, but I'm going to go one up for me. I quite like that. I could imagine it getting a bit cloy after a few, but I think it's still a nice drink. It's a nice summer drink. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Good score. Grand. 11 out of 20 then for Clockwork Tangerine. Yeah. Not a bad score. Middle of the road. Yeah, indeed. A fairly decent lockdown beer, but better beers out there, I think. Good. Sláinte. Good. Sláinte. So let's move on with the second beer, which was this American IPA from Bad Company Brewing, which is brewed exclusively for Asda. But Bad Company Brewing, they do have a wide range of beers in their own right. They're a proper brewery, and they're based in Dishforth, on the old Dishforth airfield. How about that? Okay, so. Okay, in North Yorkshire, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've been to North Yorkshire, but not specifically to Dishforth. That's interesting. Now, I've actually, this is only the second bad company beer that I've tried. Now, Bad stands for Brewing and Distilling Company, so one assumes they do gins or vodkas or something like that as well. But so the only beer I tried by these guys was a milkshake IPA. And I'm a huge fan of milkshake IPAs. I really like them. I really like that sweetness that the lactose gives you, balanced with the bitterness of the hops in the IPA. But for some reason, their milkshake IPA didn't really do it for me. So I'm really interested to see whether that was just a one-off in terms of their beers, or whether they're
a brewery trying to kind of play it being the craft brewer but not doing particularly well. So keen to find out.
Okay. Well, shall we pour it?
Let's get pouring.
Let's get pouring. Here we go. Oh, that's quite live. It's quite lively, Paul. It's quite lively. Okay. Actually, it's got quite a citrusy smell coming from that. Just as I'm pouring it.
It smells good.
It does smell good.
Interestingly, they've got all the ingredients listed on the can, Jono.
Yeah, I noticed that, which is quite interesting. Normally you just get basic ingredients containing malt and barley and hops and yeast. But it actually does list. It's got a good list of ingredients, which is helpful.
So in terms of malts, you've got Pale Ale, Caramalt, and Munich. And in terms of hops, you've got Summit, Columbus, and Sentinel.
Yeah, so we've got, Summit, Columbus, and Centennial hops. It'd be interesting to know what went in when. You know, what went in boil and what's bittering and what. So I would imagine, I think the Summit is likely to be a boil hop. Columbus and Centennial are likely to be aroma hop, I think.
Yeah, and interestingly, the Loch Lomond Brewery beer, what's it called?
Southern Summit.
Southern Summit. It's an American IPA, and they also use Summit hops as their main hop in that particular.
Yeah.
I mean, it smells pretty good.
It does smell good.
It's
got a sort of fruity flavour. It's a berry fluid. There's that citrusiness that you get, but there's also sort of like it's like a blackberry smell behind it. Sort of, is it blackberry? There's some dark berry flavour, or dark berry scent, should I say, behind that.
I mean, the aroma's not kind of.
Is it raspberry? Is it raspberry sort of scent? If you just imagine you squeeze the raspberry, that sort of smell that you get, that sort of bitter sharpness.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's certainly a grassiness there, like we had in the last beer.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's something else there. It's almost lemony.
Yeah. So, you know, I know it's a silly thing to say, but it almost smells like there's some herb there. And I'm trying to put my finger on it. Is it basil or mint or something?
Yeah, maybe mint. Yeah, maybe mint. There's a kind of mintiness to it. But it's not. Oh, do you know, it's like almost like lemon balm. Have you ever smelled lemon balm?
Yeah. It's evading you, isn't it? It's like there's something else that you can't quite put your finger on.
So I think it's that kind of grassy, lemony aroma. So you're right, it's herby. It's a kind of lemony herbiness.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Gonna have to go in and have the taste. Yeah. It's quite kind of biscuity as well.
It is. I was just about to say there's an initial biscuit maltiness, and then you get sort of a bitter sweetness at the end of it. It's quite nice. I quite like it.
Very smooth, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like what I'd call like a mild beer. You know that when the old mild beers that you used to get.
Yeah, I mean, they're a kind of Yorkshire thing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not too effervescent.
I've grown up in Scotland, we never really had milds.
Yeah, what they used to call like a smooth flow, where it ain't too effervescent. There's not a right lot of carbonation on your tongue with it. It's very smooth to drink.
It's smooth. It's quite creamy, but there's no oats or anything in there that might provide that sort of creaminess.
Yeah.
In terms of mouthfeel, it's very, very pleasant.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, it's not that different to Southern Summit actually, in many ways.
It's not. I'm just trying to find the. It's 5.2. It's 5.2. I was thinking that the flavour of that were making me believe it were going to be sort of somewhere about 4.2, 4.3.
Yeah.
That's quite strong then.
No, I like that actually.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I could drink a few of them.
Yeah.
So this is brewed exclusively for Asda, so if you get deliveries from Asda, you should be able to get this. Really, it should be pretty available. Yeah, yes, that's nice. I like that. Well done Asda for sourcing that. I think.
It does say notes of citrus and pine, so we're not far off there in terms of our description.
Yeah, maybe that's what we couldn't quite put his fingers on what it was.
Well, I think that's a really nice beer.
It is. So what do you think? Scores on the doors?
Them scores on the doors.
I think I'd give that a 6 out of 10.
6.
Yep.
Do you know, I like that. I like that a lot. I could drink a few of that. I think I'm going to give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think, but in terms of what people in lockdown might be able to get as a good drinking beer, particularly on a nice day, you know, you can get a box of these from Asda for what? I can't remember. It's 15 quid or something. I can't remember. But they get a box of 12 or something. It's pretty good beer to sit out and drink. It's made by a small brewery in Dishworth and it's not mass produced. I thought you were putting a big hat on.
The sun suddenly came out and barely seen.
I thought you were putting a massive hat on.
So unusual South West Scotland for the weather has been so good for such a long time.
We've had about 5 weeks of solid sun, haven't we, I think? It's really good.
Lockdown would have been unbearable without the weather we've had.
I know, definitely. But we are in the Gulf Stream, so we can expect it to be temperate.
Of course.
So I think that's it. That's a really good beer, that, and I think all it remains to say is, remember, take care of yourselves, stay home, stay safe, protect the NHS, and slange.
And slange.
And
We're going to have to put that ding in there.